There is a place deep in the Irish countryside, far from the roads travelled by men. It is known by the name Gibbet Hill, a rise in the land where the wind blows colder and the shadows linger longer than they should. Few speak of it now, save the old and the superstitious, who warn that the hill remembers. Jonathan Byrne, a scholar from Dublin, arrived on Gibbet Hill late one October evening. He had come not for the hill's dark past, but for its solitude. It was a place far from the distractions of the world, a place to write and reflect. The cottage stood at the back of the hill, its roof sagging under years of neglect. Though the wind rattled the windows and seeped through the cracks, the fire in the hearth offered some warmth. Jonathan settled at the small table to write, his mind drifting from his work to the rumours of this place. Jonathan questions his thoughts. They say justice once ruled this hill, but I wonder, how many went to their deaths here unjustly? How many souls, hung from that cursed gallows, cry out still? No one could know I'm here. The knock came once more, barely a whisper against the wood. But this time, as Jonathan opened the door, a figure awaited him. A woman, pale and ghostly, her face hidden in the fog, her eyes dark as the night, locked with his. The mysterious woman spoke. Her voice sounded like a whisper from the distance.
Before it takes you.
Her voice was like the wind, cold and empty. Before Jonathan could speak, the woman faded into the mist, leaving behind only the howling night. That night, sleep would not come. The fire had died, leaving only cold ashes in the earth. Jonathan's thoughts were restless, his mind fixated on that hill and those gallows that stood like a sentinel over the land. He knew he had to see for himself. Jonathan spoke, his voice breathless, from the quick walk from the cottage to the hill. This place, it holds the weight of too many deaths. Justice they called it. But how many innocents swayed in that cold wind? As Jonathan reached the top of the hill, the wind seemed to still. But the voices began. At first, just a whisper carried on the breeze. But soon they grew, more voices, each one distinct, yet blending into a single suffocating murmur.
Justice must be done. We were innocent. They lied.
Jonathan, shaken, whispers to himself, I didn't do this. I didn't. But their voices did not stop. They circled him, tightening their grip, until it felt as though the very air were pressing in. Above him, the gallows creaked, swaying in the breeze, their ropes straining under an unseen weight. And then, in the chaos of the wind and whispers, a single voice cut through, the voice of the woman.
You were warned.
Jonathan turned, and there she stood, no longer a mere shadow in the mist. Her eyes, dark and deep as the night, were fixed on him.
Innocent.
Around him, the voices of the condemned grew louder, their words sharper, more accusing.
Justice must be done. Retribution. Revenge.
Jonathan, panicked and pleading, No! No! I didn't! Please! I had nothing to do with...
Justice must be done.
But there was no mercy on Gibbet Hill. The hill, the gallows, they had claimed so many before him, and now they would claim him too. On Gibbet Hill, no one escapes the weight of the past. Jonathan Byrne, like so many before him, had come seeking answers. But on that cursed hill, there is only one answer to be found: the gallows. And so, the ropes swayed once more, waiting for the next soul. You've wandered very far, deeper into the shadows of Gibbet Hill. But be aware, these cursed hills, they do not stay quiet for long. The gibbet is always searching for its next soul. Perhaps it's coming for you. Unless you like, share, and subscribe before the winds carry the gallows to a hill near you. You wouldn't want to hear that creak outside your door.